Hey, everybody.
Hey, Lou.
So,
Hi.
Hey, Pam.
Such a good me.
That's my nose, man.
so guys, why Geary? And why is it important to you personally to show this to the world?
Paul can answer that one.
Where we're
for
from.
me.
It's in our blood.
We're from Geary. We love Geary, and it's
Our
sad to
families.
see it fall. You know how it's falling, but
Most of our parents worked in the mills, and we watched it like the decline at growing up there. It was so fun. You could run around at night. We used to run around and play ditch.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Blast.
And just every day it just got worse and worse and worse, and it's just because the economy out there, you know, everybody started moving out.
And crack hit.
Yeah, then that hit the 80s and 90s.
That's what I remember.
Yeah.
Cracking gangs. When it hit, it just ruined
It's
everything.
like we did that neighborhood at Delaney Project. Always growing up, you heard, stay away from Delaney. You always heard these stories of what happened in there and people that jumped in there. I know one guy that his car broke down, was walking by there. It was a black guy too. They beat him up bad. He left walking out there in his underwear. They took his shoes, they took his pants, they took his clothes, took his car. It's just stuff like that. And then we got a chance to go in there and we had it all to ourselves. That was
The aftermath. We could see the aftermath,
It was
basically.
like being in the Twilight Zone. That was a crazy day, man. Yeah. That was one of the craziest. And then like Lew Wallace, went to Lew Wallace. I used to get lost in that school when I went there. And then going there when it's abandoned and dark. Dude, it was
You can get
Got even
turned
more
around
lost.
turn around real quick.
Yeah.
It's definitely,
it's like a
that's definitely a personal one, the Lew Wallace one.
yeah.
I even got started with I was doing YouTube, but it wasn't no extent of, it was just kind of a car drive or watching somebody try Mexican candy for the first time, just little silly things. Watching the kids, you know, and then I actually stumbled upon their channel, which is Lost to Time. And I seen them, they did a video of Lew Wallace.
That's when I seen first too.
And I called you and I said, man, you got to see this video. These guys went in, they're inside Lew Wallace.
Somewhere we always talked about going.
We always wanted to go back in there and just wondered how it looked because we knew it was closed for a while. And you can see the outside that it, you know, rusted windows and graffiti.
Even since we were kids, there was abandoned houses. And we loved going in them. It's just a plan.
When they did Lew Wallace, though, it really got me interested in, and I make no qualms about it. I have no problem saying that. Tone and Joe watching their videos inspired me to want to get out there and start documenting things like that, and
It's gone.
sharing it with people.
yeah, I mean, so basically, if you guys want to blame me for anything, blame him because he got me started. He inspired me to start doing videos. I mean, he did. I
What's the
told him.
question again?
what inspired you guys to do?
I was born and raised in Geary, growing up in and out, bouncing in between Crown Point, Lake Station, and whatnot. But my grandparents, all my aunts, uncles went to Lew Wallace High School in Geary. Joel were related, were cousins, so his parents, his same aunts, uncles,
It's all in
everybody
our
went
blood,
to Lew Wallace.
man.
Yes. When I was a kid growing up in Geary, there was nothing to do but play in abandoned buildings because there's nothing to do. So you go in there, you make forts, you make
Play ditch.
pretend it's your house, and you know, play hide
Everybody
and
had
seek.
their own room in there.
You run around in the neighborhoods with
It's
the
the
grass
only
growing
room
high
we
and
had
high.
in some of those.
It's just the only place I can get my own room at.
Yeah, for real, man.
So it stood with me all these years, and when I got together with my cousin and asked him to help me document this particular house, and then we just took it from there. Like it was just meant
It's
to be.
very addictive once you start doing it, man.
Now
To
we got
me,
this
it
place.
was.
Now we
man.
got this place.
Right, Lew Wallace
It's just
is what
Geary.
got me.
The
Lew
whole-
Wallace, we went in there after that.
too.
Like you guys, I wanted to do every school, man. I still want to.
Been to a lot of big cities. I lived in Vegas. Been to Chicago. I don't know everything. There's nothing like Geary though. Gary's got a certain feel to it. I guess I don't know if it's from growing up there,
It's
but the
steel
architecture
mills,
and like the steel mills and man, it's just it's
Once
kind
upon a
of
time,
unique,
it was
you
a
know.
place to be.
I mean, there's
it was-
places like that, like Pittsburgh and stuff, but there's something about Geary, man. It's,
I can understand a state.
it's
with
like living in a
10,
ghost
20
town
schools
almost.
closed down, but a city with 29 schools closed down. It to me, growing
It's
up
sad
there,
at the same time too.
a lot of my inspiration came from after I watched their videos, a couple of their videos. was I remember going to school, and I remember going to 39th Pool.
Yep.
Work had after school swimming, basketball. There was a couple of YMCA's close. The first thing that went
Or those programs.
were those programs for the kids.
And the school used to have a summer program all
Franklin,
summer
the
long.
art
man.
programs,
They
the
don't.
art. They had a molding. There was a sculpt where you did clay stuff on Broadway.
Yeah.
They closed all that stuff down, and us kids just kind of left out there with no voice,
And they
no
went
nothing.
everybody's running around trying
And
to
now,
get
fast
shows.
forward to today, we have a voice now, and I feel like we have the knowledge, and we know these places. It's like a lot of people ask me, "How'd you find this place?" I've known this place forever. We've always known these places. I knew people who ran them. I knew up and down Broadway. There's not one spot that I have not been up and down Broadway.
Right.
You know,
One block.
and like I said, when I seen Tone and Joe, the Lost of Time guys are don'tever.com and comeuppance. Am I saying it right? I don't want to plug it wrong. Well, you know, because he does different. He's a vlogger and he does exploring. It's separate.
Well,
You
my
know.
shit started in 2004. My mom got me a little DV camera for when my daughter was born. And then I started filming my brother's concerts and then music videos, and then I watched Lost, and it was like, shit, I want to make stuff. And I didn't talk to Tony for like 12 years, and we would only see each other at the Christmas parties for like 2014, 15, 16. And then he was like, hey, you want to go to that house? And for me, it was always just like a reason to hang out with him and make shit. Because why not, you know? And it's just kind of spiraled from there. I
And
mean,
how long you been-
the Geary love just kind of is a byproduct. It wasn't anything intentional.
Right. What did you say though? You wouldn't have known to love it if you didn't get the chance to see it. Like kind of like having kids, you wouldn't know.
Right, you don't know how it is to care so much about another human being as when you have kids, and yeah, you wouldn't know if you didn't have them. Same with the buildings. If you don't go in that shit, you're not going to know why. There's something about being in this place that's this massive structure that was built for thousands of people, and you're the only one in there. And it's like, what the fuck is
Before
happening
you know
right
it, you're
now?
gonna be
How is
gone.
this? How are we in this structure that was so epic at one point? And
Right.
that's
How do they just let it go?
Right.
So beautiful, the masonry and
And
Yeah,
I
they're
just,
still-
at one point I started filming myself every day and just kind of doing a vlog, and this was cool shit to film. It gave me content, you know, that was the impetus of it all, hanging out with him and making shit, you know.
And now what we're doing together is we're allowing anybody who wants to come to these places, they can now, vicariously, I guess you would say, through YouTube.
You
to
would
us.
say.
So, I mean, that's fun too, you know. We can bring anybody that wants to come along. Just watch
Yeah.
watch it.
And we,
So,
we
and
saw
you'll
a
be
few
safe.
of them, and this is no shot at you, so please don't take it.
I never
away.
take.
We saw before you were even
Oasis
doing
Brothers
these.
and
We
shit.
saw videos, and after we did a few, he's like, "Hey, check out these other videos," and I was getting sick watching them. Like nobody was caring about how they were showing it. It was just, "Hey, we're here," and I'm like, "Well, what the fuck?
I've
Let's
seen
make it look nice too."
Yeah,
And
I've seen
so like
some
I've tried to
people
make it a little more
pissing on
cinematic and stuff, and try not to film. I don't know. But we don't fuck things up at the buildings, so not trying to film any of that crap, and I don't know, just try to make them look as cool as they possibly can.
and the state that they're in.
I think that's what drew us towards you guys because we seen that you guys actually was
Yeah.
caring.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't just a video of running through there and then it's like you said, you have I've been watching him for a while now. I don't know, maybe over a year, a little over a year. And I never knew he was doing it for what? How long you been doing? 13. You got a video up there for 13 years ago? 11 years ago?
Yeah, there's videos from
I never knew that,
2004. Yeah, 2006, I think.
But
was
we
when I
were
did
even
my
doing
first
an
one.
abandoned stuff.
Yeah, we were doing
Years
it before
before.
we were even videoing though.
It's like
you
good
know?
blood.
We just didn't have videos. We didn't have a YouTube
Yeah, yeah.
channel.
It was hard to carry around the big
And then when we
camera,
see,
so you put it on
yeah,
your shoulder.
when we see him, these guys doing it, it's like, wow.
I refused to watch any other ones until he kept on saying you guys, and then I watched it, and because it pissed me off all the time that these other people would go in there, piss on it, or destroy shit, man, and they always put it in a bad view, you know, and I didn't like that at all. Because they're not from there,
There's
they
enough
don't know
negativity
nothing
Right, they
about
have no
their
respect
place.
for the
Yeah,
place. They
yeah.
don't have any respect.
And I
for
think
it.
that's what we all talked about this
Yeah.
before we even met these guys. One time, it's like, you know what? these guys are from. There's guys who are not even from Geary, but yet they're all in Geary stuff. And then the
Right.
more you watch their videos, like they care though. They care, and that's to me that's good enough. I mean, we get a lot of viewers comment, "Oh my God, I went to school there. My mom went to school there. I used to work there. I used to live there,"
Right.
and they're getting to see what it is now because they're not, you know, they're either too old to get out there and do it. They don't want to do it. It's not
Different
safe
state.
for them. They live in a different state. We have a guy that just left a comment. He's in a VA hospital,
Yeah.
and he slipped a guy $10 just to get him
A TV.
a TV so he can watch the channels.
Yeah.
You know, and
That's all I wanted.
I have fun with it now. And not to mention that, you know, it's
That's
I've
fun.
met a
We've
couple
met
really
some
good friends that I
we've
consider
met some
friends.
cool people through it too, and that's awesome.
You'll have to
man.
introduce us to them.
Yeah, I will.
And
He's
you know,
just yeah.
and all these people that used to live in Geary and always talk about it and watch the channel, one thing they all have in common is they all love Geary, but they can't live
Everybody
there.
loves
But you
Geary.
can't live there.
If you were there, yeah.
And they miss it, you know, and we go by their old childhood homes or schools and stuff, and it brings like these good memories for them.
Shoot. We
I think
did the
that's
one
what
where we
keeps
pretend
you
the
wanna
lady
keep doing
came
it,
out
you
of her
know?
house and walked to school. Remember, man?
Yeah.
She
Mr.
loves you for that, man.
Yeah.
Gibby.
Yeah,
It's
they were
not
actually
bad.
cool enough. They actually called me up, and I thought they had a gift card for some gas or something, and wanted to meet me up the street here and at Burger King, and they got me a drone. And they bought a drone because they love what we did.
want
They
to
wanted us to
contribute.
enhance and
Right.
get better. And same thing with Joe.
And we
I mean,
still
Joe.
After he
we
told me
still
about
haven't
that.
used the drone yet.
After
man.
he told me about the drone, I remembered that somebody had messaged me saying, "What's a good drone to get?" And it was those people.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they told
Right,
me
we
that.
want you to step up the game. Have you seen the Lost of Time videos?
That was a good call.
Let me just message him and see what he recommends.
Well, I mean, and you can't deny, you know, like Joe has that. He has the knowledge. He has
A gift.
a gift. He
absolutely,
really
that's-
has a gift.
Oh, yeah.
Out of all of us here,
Oh,
we
sure.
might have knowledge. This and that. He had, you know what? You can be.
Truth
I
is
know you're a
truth,
humble
man.
guy, man, but
Your
Your
Mine.
videos are fantastic.
See, we're like the
man.
A-Team. We all have our own.
I've always been
Little-
a fan of your page. I'm
Well,
still to
you
this very
see,
day. I just watched your
still-
videos last night. I mean, I like the vlog. I do. I think you have a wonderful family. The littlest
Sorry, I
one.
don't discuss
she-
my family publicly.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll
She-
share you.
The littlest one. She's a show stealer, man.
Oh,
she
you're
steals
Aiden.
stuff.
I watch Joel's
Little-
videos because she loves watching your daughter.
Right. Yeah. See, his daughter's even.
She
You know,
loves it.
people can relate to different levels.
She
You
sits there
know,
and laughs.
somebody who likes to watch vlogging and likes to watch urban exploring, you get a different
I've
geographic
never watched a
of
vlog in
people.
my life.
But I
Me
think
neither.
that-
You're the only one
I
I
think he
watch.
blends it very well, and it's kind of bringing it all together. And I've met a couple of really good friends out of it. You know, these guys are my friends now, and I'm very thankful that I met them by doing this. You know, and I see them over there doing the thing, and that's okay. Friends do that. But basically, it comes down to, I think that we give a lot of people a look into what Geary looks like now, whether you like it or you don't like it. What you're not going to like it because it's a lot of aftermath, rubbles, and falling down buildings. But
It's as close
Funny
as you
thing
can
is-
get to a post-apocalyptic scenario.
Hey, but it looks beautiful to
Yeah,
us,
it's
man.
beautiful decay.
Yeah,
Beautiful
I
broken.
love it,
I love
man.
the smell when we get in there.
I
all
look
that,
forward
man.
to
Sometimes.
every
See,
adventure,
I
man,
don't
especially
have
going
the
to Geary.
history you guys have. I don't have anything to do with Gary. I
But
never-
you've learned a lot from
Oh,
it.
definitely.
But when I see when you go out with
And I
us,
love
you're
the
blown
He
away by
tells
some
us-
stuff.
He
He
You're
tells
like, wow,
us
look
some
at
of the
this.
stuff.
Yeah, and it's like, how do they let this place get like this? It's
Yeah.
like, this place is beautiful.
Right?
Look
They
at
don't
Horace
build
Mann.
stuff like that no more.
That's probably my favorite one is with the two
The kids'
concrete
heads and
heads
stuff.
right
Yeah,
now.
man.
It's beautiful. I mean,
We are the
just
rest
let it go.
2050.
It's
He
like,
was
yeah.
amazed of the guy from Canada that came out here to meet with Storm. Was just shocked when we took him into some of those spots. When I took him to Etna School, man,
Oh,
he's
yeah.
like, "This is the most beautiful, devastating thing
amazing,
I've ever
man.
seen."
First time we went to Edna school, he was sitting over there and having a cigarette and looking the other way, and I think I was reloading the battery up in it because we shot something before that, and I'm loading up, and I looked over, and he's crying. I seen a tear run down his face. I said, "You all right?" He's like, "Oh, this is my memories, man," and people don't get that. But I think we're at the point now where we don't take it so hard. We just want to document it and show
Have
everybody.
fun. There's
what it's
some
like
spots
now.
you get to though. There's been a few spots I've been to.
Well,
and
I've been
just
to the
look
Alibi,
at
and I
community
thought about my
club,
cousin
too.
David, who's
Yeah.
gone. Rest in peace, David. And it broke my heart
Right.
because I think today if he was still alive right here, he'd be sitting here right here with us, and he would love doing it just like we do. It's looking back at our old childhood, and sometimes it's really hard to see your childhood memories sitting decaying and rubble.
I'm hoping you didn't have like 5 questions. Because we could be here for.
No,
We're still on half.
I think you kind of got what you wanted out of the whole thing, right? Or is there anything else?
Is it what you wanted, Paul?
Ooh.
Oh shit! She just got deep.
Where the hell's Diane?
Jesus Christ.
My name is Storm. No, I think so. I think that just like with you, we're gonna take you to a couple of Kooks little spots and let you go about your business, and let you see what we're seeing, and I'll get your reaction from that, and you're gonna see, you're there's a church, and there's a block. That's what we could go, kind of 2 separate categories, and just get your opinion on it. You're gonna see, and you're gonna feel what we feel, or like what Mark said. He's not from here, and he doesn't have memories of the place, but when you look at it, you can't help
Outside
but
of
to
the
see
view.
how it used to be
From the
and
inside.
how it is
It's,
now.
it's an outsider's view, and it's also a view for people that have these memories
Right.
to come back to.
It's
They
crazy.
can't, You know,
Because Gary's a city that was thriving. It was a place to be
absolutely.
back in the day. In less than 100 years, it's this, the way it is now.
29 schools
It
closed.
peaked and
Could
dropped.
have-
in one
maybe
city,
just
drop
had a
of that.
lifespan. You know, I've been thinking about it, and it's like maybe it just always had a shelf life.
Right.
It was.
Yeah.
It did what it did for
And
a
it's
while,
served
and now
its
it's time
purpose,
for it to.
huh?
It's got to get turned over eventually.
It's such
that
prime
property on the
location.
beach is going to be. That's going to be so valuable someday.
We'll never see it.
They'll. I mean, I hope that it happens.
Well,
Yeah.
hopefully my grandchildren will see it.
Yeah,
Our
I'm
kids will
just
see
saying
it.
us.
Hopefully.
That's one of the
personally, we
reasons
won't
for me
see
to
it.
document it is because, like, as much as it hurts the people from 50 years ago, how it is now, imagine how it's going to feel 50 years from now when
The
that city's
kids growing up
flourishing,
in there.
and then we get to look back and go, this is what it looked like 50 years ago. Holy
Right.
shit.
That's a very good point. That's a very. I
You know,
never
it's
thought of it like
another
that.
generational gap there, you know, where my parents are like, oh, fuck Gary, look at it now. But
Don't get yourself killed down there messing
in
around.
50 years from now, people could be like, I can't believe what this place used to be.
And there's cities and
In
towns out
the,
there.
you know what I mean? Like, it's so good now. How was it ever like that?
Right?
And then, oh look, and it was even good back before that.
Well,
so
they're
is it going to happen
rebuilding
again?
Broadway.
You know, who
It's the
knows?
same
Maybe it's
in
cyclical.
Chicago's changing
Right.
Yeah.
dramatically.
What was
in
it?
the
The
last-
Brittany Green
Detroit,
apartments and all that. They
man.
knocked it all down. And it
And there's cities all over in towns, I'm sure, that are abandoned and worse shape
Detroit.
than Gary that have been given up on, and it'll never be anything. But Gary, for some reason, they won't give up on it. And it's like they're always at this struggle to bring it back.
It seems like there's more people on the outside that are not giving up on it than the people that are actually there.
Yeah, they're called
Right, it
Right.
would be so easy for the people to take responsibility for like the houses
Right.
around
With
them.
throwing
Mow-
mattresses.
Like
yeah,
we
I mean,
used to do when we
shit
were
like
kids.
that.
Garbage.
And you will find a few neighborhoods in
Oh,
Gary
yeah.
that they do
They take
that.
pride in
Yeah.
their shit.
And
and
you
it's
don't
not
cut
that
your
hard.
grass, they're all over you.
And
They're
there's-
Morningside, that's a good
They want
neighborhood
their
right there.
there's
They're
some
little
wonderful, strong people
block
here.
to look good, you know. And
I'll
there
show
is
you a
some.
street in Etna, Arizona Street,
There is
right
streets
down
that
the
they
street
take care
from
of.
Etna School.
But
It's
you go any
the
block
best
around that
block
block,
out there,
it's-
man.
Yeah.
But there's certain ones that they still take pride in their block.
Yeah, Arizona Street.
Speaking of blocks, are we going to go to said block?
All right. Well, I just
Right.
said. I guess we can. I guess we can wind it up here, and I'll
Unless you
go ahead
have
and do the
anything
plug
else.
on here. Make sure you like, subscribe. My mama came up with that. Hit the bell for
Prescribe.
notifications on upcoming videos. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Make sure that you just keep up with us. We love comments, we love suggestions, and give us places maybe you'd like to see. Just because we don't get right to them doesn't mean we don't know what you're saying and we don't have that back burner. I'm still City Storm, and you can go that way.
Big Tone.
Joel?
Mark.
Midwest.
Social Wreck, aka Scoop.
And
You guys didn't get that.
If for
Oh, I feel
for a
you guys
reporter
did.
who talks as much as you do,
Scoop Brady.
I think we all deserve. Can we give her a hand for being such a good reporter and talking so